Yo, what up my Jigglets? We back at it again with another video. And today we've got a suggestion by the Jiglet called Tyler Smith. And he suggested a song called Ross Capicchioni by Joyner Lucas. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but I'm sure I'll be corrected in the comments. And I'm told this is quite a deep song, so we're gonna check it out, see what it's all about. Knowing Joyner, it's gonna have some sort of message, it's gonna have some sort of story, and it's gonna be really well thought out. There is a video for this. I still haven't figured out how to include the video there. So what I'll do is I'll just briefly describe what the video is, and then we'll keep it moving from there as well. I'll include the video link down below, so don't even worry about that. I got you, my Jigglets. Let's get started on this reaction. Oh, already I can see here it says the video is based on true events that took place in Detroit on June 6, 2007. Okay. Viewer discretion is advised, it said. So, I mean, I had a feeling it would be based on some real person with it being named after somebody. I didn't recognize the name. I'm guessing this is something that happened in Detroit. So I'm not going to make no guesses because I have a feeling, but I don't want to just predict it. Let's see what this song's going to be about. That beat comes in serious. Okay, I dig the beat so far. Ooh.
Woke up at 7, my days seem more than I prayed for. Got dressed to head out and ride to school on my skateboard. New kid in class, I sat alone taking...
Okay, so it's starting from the perspective of somebody. They're starting their day, they woke up at 7, they went to class, they went to school, the new kid. He went to say he sat alone when I went to pause.
Making jokes at the clothes that my mama paid for. Seemed like everyone was a part of some gang invasion. Tattoos and initiation, parole and some on probation. Soaking up the vibe as I study for information. Cause lately I've been deprived of a normal day. But today...
God damn, so he goes into the school and he's sitting alone. He realizes already everybody's got their own cliques, everybody's in their own little gangs, everybody's in there, you know, everybody's got the tattoos and things like that. So it might not be the best school that he's going into, but he's the new kid, he's just observing at the moment. I have a feeling this is going to be related to some sort of event happening in a school. He also said that the hoodlums were making jokes at the clothes that his mama paid for. Yo, that is crazy. Like, not every kid at school comes from a well-off family. Some kids may not be able to afford certain things. So, you know, this person in particular, whose perspective we are seeing the day from, his family might be poor. He might be going into school in a certain sort of attire that makes him look a certain way, and people might be taking the piss out of it, or, you know, poking fun at it.
Cool if only he got to know me. He's on the side of town.
Oh, you're making a friend.
It's crazy, reckless, and dangerous. Unless I'm some sort of gangster, I'm only safe with the police. He said adapt him up at the buses. Was kind of skeptical.
Yo, he's made a friend. So somebody's approached him. He said, look, you're going to need somebody around this part of town. I'll keep you safe. You know, you're only really going to be safe with the police. You know, he from that moment, he dapped him up. And then, you know, the Gucci from that point, he went to say he was skeptic. So maybe he's skeptic about the school, maybe he's skeptic about the friendship.
Didn't trust him. The more I got to
didn't
know
trust
him,
him.
I couldn't tell what his motives were, hoping that he was sincere. Something told me let go, but the only thing on my mind was picture 12.
He had a gut feeling.
Life, I was tired of waiting. Plus me and had similar views and conversations infused with knowledge mainly by
okay, so you relate to somebody.
But regardless, he was type cool when I was with him. Introduced him to my family, they were rocking with him.
Damn.
Mama told him, make sure you look out for my son, and before she could finish his sentence, he quickly just interjected and said,
hey.
She even stressed that I got it under control. It's been 2 months since we met, it seems like we gotten close. So
Damn.
approach me and try to beef with me, I just froze. And I see pounding and stomping, homie, right out of
Whoa.
call me his brother and told me he got me to the
Hey, that's
even
deep.
if that means bullets, gangs, AKs, and choppers to the killers. That's
God
the
damn.
realest shit I ever witnessed. A few weeks later,
Yo, this friend that he's made seems quite intense with the whole loyalty, I got you, even if they come after us with bullets, AKs, till the death of us. And then, you know, he's met this person's family, this person whose view we're watching the video from, and he's met his family, and his mum says to him, you know, make sure he stays out of trouble, take a look after him. And he interjects, you know, he just interrupts her, and he's like, don't worry, I got this. So he seems quite keen to be this guy's friend. So the guy who's become... So we're watching the video from the perspective of somebody, and the person who we are seeing him interact with, or them interact with, is Joyner. So I don't know what part Joyner plays in this. I know it said earlier on that it was based off of true events. So Ross could be Joyner, or, you know, Ross could be the person that we are seeing the video pan out from the view of. So either way, whatever happens in this story is relating to this Ross Capicchioni, person. But I'm not sure exactly where it's headed at the moment. It's a bit of a mystery to me. I don't know if I'm missing something really obvious, but let's keep it moving.
a 93 with no license plates and no registration, just thinking about every place I'ma go when I finally get it.
Hey, that sounds sketchy to me. No registration, no license, no nothing. He's been given a car, he's been sold a car. You know, he can't wait to drive everywhere. That's understandable. He's going to be in that high school age where he's looking forward to starting to drive, going places with his homies. He's going to be going places with this new homie that he's made at school.
This is from where I was parking. Instantly, I knew that spot was sketchy. My mama would kill me. My intuition told me not to. I knew it was wild, and plus I knew I had no...
Hey, so his friends wanting him to go somewhere in a bad part of town. He says his mum wouldn't be happy about it. His mama would kill him. You know, he said it was a bit sketchy. He didn't want to go. He seems like he's hesitant to go.
And I read about some chick who went lurking without a sound and got murked and a body found in the dirt with 1,000 rounds.
Wow. Hey, don't go there, my guy.
Killers provoking gangsters, but maybe I'm overthinking. Maybe I might be straight just as long as I pump the brakes and try not to think about it. Just trust I'll be fucking safe. And then I told him, let's go.
He's putting that trust in his homie.
Started telling jokes the whole ride there. Had me cracking up as we were getting closer.
Hey.
So funny, my stomach turned. And then he told me go left, make another turn, go right. And drive slow as I look. It was all abandoned and quiet. Not a single person in sight. Nobody standing in right when I pulled the car.
He painted a picture.
I said right here, sister. Turn the car off and chill. And I start to panic. He told me relax. Then he pulled the keys out the ignition and hopped out.
Yo.
And my light flashed in an instant. He inched to my driver door and I tried to lock it. I couldn't. He ripped me right out my seat and then grabbed the side of his jeans and then pulled out the shotty and all I heard was a screech and he shot my arm into pieces. I'm thinking I must be dreaming and another shot to my chest and my stomach squeezing my breath from my lungs collapsing. I'm down on my fucking knees asking him why. He looked at me. I looked him dead in the eyes and he smashed my face with the barrel and knocked all my teeth to the sky. And I heard a sound of the shot. He cocked back. He pressed the heart against my head and blew my fucking top back. I'm
Yo.
still conscious, I'm breathing. I'm still moving, no clue as to why I'm not dead. All this blood that I'm losing and I heard my car drive off. Then I looked up and seen the sun and that was all that I saw. Then I heard my conscience tell me, get up, nigga, get up. You're losing blood, oh my. Don't fall asleep or you'll die. Stay awake and move as much as possible. There's no time.
This
Find
is
some help.
graphic.
You ain't too well, oh God. Wake up, nigga. Wake up. Wake up, nigga.
Oh my God. Oh my God, I didn't expect it to take that turn. Yo, so I was just caught in that moment there, man. Like, that was so intense. I need a moment to take this in. Holy shit. So I think, well, I can't even talk. I'm guessing the guy that we just saw all this happen to is Ross Capicchioni. Okay. So his friend wanted to go to a bad part of town. He was a bit sketchy, but he talked himself into it because he thought he was with his friend. He was going to be safe. When he started driving into that place, he was thinking about this one girl that got attacked and she was shot in broad daylight. And then, he started panicking. He had a bad feeling in his stomach. He had that gut feeling. Every time you got a gut feeling, you got to follow that gut instinct. Especially if it's telling you it's not safe. That's your survival instinct coming in right there. He thought he was with his friend. He was cracking jokes on the way there. But then when he gets there and Ross starts panicking a little bit in the car, this guy that he's with, his new friend that he's made at school, pulls the keys out of the ignition, goes around the car. Ross tries to lock the door. He pulls him out of the door. And then before you know it, he's got a shotgun. He's cocking the shotgun like, and then he just shoots him, shoots his arm. He said his arm was hanging off. And then he looks up and he's like, he sees him with the shotgun pointed at him and he shoots right at him. So, oh my God. And then he comes over and he hits him with the shotgun. So he knocks him down. And then he has his car driving off and he's talking to himself in his mind. He's like, keep it going, like, get a move on, you're gonna stay awake. This Ross guy is then in his subconscious, in his conscience, he's talking to himself, trying to get himself to safety somehow, from what it seems in the video. And then it just goes to a bird's eye view of, the shot. And then looking at this now, it's halfway through. That was intense. Either the rest of the song's going to be, the story of how this Ross person then got to safety, or, if he died, or, I hope he didn't die. It's based on real events. Wow. It was graphic at the start. Like, after the disclaimer, it was quite graphic. There was blood on the guy's hands. So that was a shot from what had just happened at the end of this section of the song. Because it looks like the song's dying off a little bit now, but it's only halfway through. It's on Joyner's channel, so it's not that it's just a dodgy video where it's halfway through and it's just ended. I think knowing Joyner, listening to a song like I'm Sorry, listening to a song like I'm Not Racist, he tends to have different perspectives. So maybe this next part of the song is going to be from the perspective of the guy that shot him. That caught me off guard, man. God damn, that is deep. I'm gonna do some research, because every time I hear a song or watch a show or watch a TV program or a documentary or a movie, and if something in there is like really interesting, or if I'm not sure about all of, or if I'm not sure about it all completely, then I'll go and do some research and get myself educated on the matter. So I'm gonna go and Google the name Ross Capicchioni, and I'll see what it's all about there, because this is crazy. And you always hear about like school shootings and things like that in America. More often in America. I'm sure it happens in other places. I'm sure it happens in the UK over here, but it's more common in a bigger country like America. But you always hear about these things, and then when you see a story like this, it then hits you more, because this song is portrayed from the perspective of the guy living his day, everything that happened in his day, and then just the way the video is from the first person view, it's really well done. And I know from knowing a lot about Joyner, the way he does his videos, he directs a lot of his own videos, he writes a lot of his own videos. He tends to think of an idea for a video first, and then he tends to sort of write his verses around that. I've seen him say that in interviews, which is a really unique process. That's quite interesting in itself. But this perspective of the song looks like it's from the perspective of the guy who's shot Ross. and he's living his day. He's talking about the school's full of gang initiations and people who are on probation, people that he looked up to have been indicted, and he goes on to then, have a conversation with these people, this gang, who he said used to look out for him and they want to be down with him. So they tell him, look, if you want to be a part of us, if you want to be a part of this gang, you've got to go kill an innocent victim. Picked Ross as his victim. I'm assuming here that Ross is the victim because we don't know the name. In the first part of the video, he didn't say what his friend's name was. That was sort of blanked out. So I'm guessing that if the guy who shot him was called Ross, they would have said his name. So that's why I'm assuming that Ross is the guy that got shot. But let's keep it moving with this story. Let's see where it goes. I mean, we know where it's gonna go, but I want to see what his thought process was, because it looks like the song is showing each of these guys' thought process throughout their day.
But today on my way to eat lunch, I approached him and told him we should be cool if only I got to know him.
And then he's thinking about who his victim's gonna be. So I guess when he sat down for lunch with Ross at the start of the video, that was the point that he picked his victim. So oh my god, that's so snaky. He gets to know him, telling him he needs protection, he needs to stay protected. Yeah, he mentioned that at the start. He was shady from the jump. Guy should have went with his gut feeling.
His mama told him, make sure you look out for my son, and before she could finish his sentence, I quickly just interjected and said, don't you even stress.
I like the way this is written because it's from the other perspective. The lyrics are pretty much the same, so it's pretty much the first verse, but literally from this other guy's perspective. So all they've done is changed perspective in the verse. Otherwise the verses are pretty similar, like even mentioning the bit about the lunch table needing protection, and then meeting his mama. The other guy mentioned about meeting his mama. So he's saying when he met his mom and she said that, keep him out of trouble, keep him safe, he interrupted her. So they've made a point of that. So the reason that he interrupted her is because he knew he was up to no good. He knew his motives from the start, but unfortunately Ross had a gut feeling, and it panned out the way it did. That is absolutely devastating. How are you gonna kill somebody when you've met their family? How are you gonna kill somebody, period? But let's look past that for a second. How are you gonna kill somebody whose family you've met? You've spoken to the mother. She specifically asked you to keep him safe. That is heartbreaking, I'm not like a crier or anything like that. I don't tend to cry at movies, TV shows, even songs or anything like that. But even now I'm not crying, but it's really devastating. I feel heartbroken about this. I feel like I've been betrayed. I feel like this is true betrayal right here. Imagine somebody you become so close with, even though it was a short space of time. Just imagine somebody you become so close with betrays you like that. That is absolutely shocking. It's so vile. I'm absolutely appalled.
To the fullest, even if that means bullets, bullies, gangs, AKs, and choppers till they kill us. I was lying to the fucking limits. Took advantage when he said he had that Honda Civic, a 93 with no license plate and no registration. Just thinking about every place I'ma go when I finally kill him.
Oh. So from the beginning, every step of the way, he was thinking about his target. This guy was his target. He was thinking about killing him. When he got the car without the registration and the license, I said already, that sounds shady. So that's when this guy was really happy. He couldn't think about all the places he was going to go with this gang once he had killed Ross. Damn.
On the block, some distance from where he was parking. Instantly, I knew my chance was coming. I'm ready to drill him. Then he told me, let's go. Hop in. I dapped him up and started telling jokes the whole ride there. Had him cracking up as we were getting.
See what I mean about the mirroring verses?
He knew something was coming. That look he had was enough to tell me, but fuck it, go right and drive slow as he looked. It was all abandoned and quiet.
Kept him distracted.
And nobody standing. And right when he pulled the car to the side, I said, right here, sit still. Turn the car off off and chill. Then he started to panic, I told him relax. Then I pulled the keys out the ignition and hopped out last.
Here we go.
Seen his light flash in an instant, I inched to his driver door. Then he tried to lock it, he couldn't. I ripped him right out.
He was struggling.
Grabbed the side of my jeans and then put out the shotty. I cocked it twice till he screamed and it shot his arm into pieces. I'm watching his blood leaking and another shot to his chest. Seen his stomach squeeze.
God damn. He's literally on the ground, falling, bleeding, helpless.
And then sound of the shot, he cocked back, blew his fucking top back. Fucking car.
He's making it sound glorifying. Oh, here we go. He's getting in the car. He's got the car. So this bit is where the other bit ended off.
Yo, I did it. I killed him. Killed it. Yo, I had that nigga screaming out your fucking blood everywhere. Don't talk too much over the phone. Meet me at the spot. Alright, one.
The only way I can describe that is that song was incredible. It was from two perspectives. It gave you the point of view from the guy who got shot. It gave you the thought process and the point of view of the guy and the motives of the guy who shot him. In the end, it looks like he got in the car, he drove off, he rings his guys who told him, look, you need to kill an innocent victim to get initiated into the gang. And then, you know, he's going to go meet them. This song is a few years old. This is 3-year-old from what I can see. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments. And it ends like this, so I'm wondering if there's another part to it. I don't know how I hadn't heard of this song up until now. That is crazy. I'm so glad I've heard this song now. That was a really heartbreaking story. I need to go do some research on Ross Capicchioni. Looking at YouTube right now, there's about a 15-minute video, and it says Ross Capicchioni telling his amazing story. So I'm guessing the guy lived. That is amazing. Wow. Yo, that gave me a warm feeling in my heart right now. That was a good feeling to read that. I'm gonna have to check that out. That's gonna be part of the research I do. God damn. To hear it directly from the person who this happened to. That is so sad. But that was the reaction to Joyner Lucas, Ross Capicchioni. Comment songs down below that I can react to. I'll be sure to get to them. I've got a few songs that have been suggested down in the comments. You know, it's cool to be chatting with you guys down in the comments. You guys leaving some major support, some really good suggestions. This song was suggested through this channel. I would not have known about this song if it wasn't for this channel. I'm sure I might have come across it at some point in my life, but I'm glad I came across it now through the channel and that I was able to react to it for you guys, so I hope you enjoy the song. My bad if it wasn't as hype as usual because, yo, the song was really serious, but we've passed 100 subscribers. Next milestone we need to hit is 500 subscribers. Let's get it. Hit that notification bell. Up there, down there, to the side, wherever it is, you tell me. But see you later. Peace out, my Jigglets.